Okay, recording. We can trim this end off. 1,500 years ago in Europe, there weren't any guitars or mandolins or lutes or, thank God, banjos, but there was willow whistles and horns and drums for the peasants, and this instrument for the professional musicians and for the wealthy upper classes. This is called today the Anglo-Saxon lyre. It's a hollow body instrument. It's a thick plank that's been hollowed out, and then a soundboard's been applied to the top, and strings run across the soundboard through this yoke and up to the crossbar where the tuners are attached. This particular instrument is my replica of a lyre that was found in the 6th century, from 6th century near Stuttgart, Germany. And I made this one out of myrtle, beautiful wood, and Port Orford cedar for the soundboard. The incised illustrations and carvings are based on a Pictish standing stone that we saw when we were in Scotland last summer. Now, back in the day, there weren't any, or very many, musical songs in the sense that we do them today. Words and a melody played on an instrument, or harmonies or anything like that, played together. There were, for the peasants, there were a few work songs like Lift That Barge, Tote That Bale. And there were some seasonal songs. Sumer is a coomin' in is one if you studied that in English when you were way back in grade school. The music to that tune is much, much later, by the way. So there were these peasant songs. There were the church chants. They didn't sing with the chants. They just chanted. And that was about it. Now, no original music has survived. So we, handful of modern lyre players, create our own arrangements for ancient poetry and songs. There's a 10th century Saxon poem called The Wanderer. It's one of the typical poems of the day. It's like 47 verses. Tells a wonderful story, but it's too long for a performance like this. But a fellow named Peter Pringle from England adapted the poem. In Norwegian, it probably rhymed really, really nicely, but when you translate to English, the rhyme goes to heck. So he's created a version of the poem that at least sings well in the terms of this kind of presentation. This is The Wanderer. Upon an icy sea, I sail far from home. My kinsman slain, serf and thane, I am a wanderer alone. I buried lord and king, now all are gone that once I knew, and now alone my song I sing. Carried by winter's icy breeze, wanderer wandering wintry seas. In dreams the mead hall shines, the wine and honey flow. Then I awake to find myself in frost and hail and wind and snow. This middle earth so bright now withers and decays, and I must wait in silent spring for warmer, kinder, happier days. Wanderer wandering wintry seas, carried by winter's icy breeze. Like dust into the air, all that lives must die. But in the heart of Father God, therein all hope and faith must lie. Thanks.